Hey, this is Josh for Retooled.net, and in this video I'm going to talk about some of the new media management and relinking capabilities of the new version of Premiere Pro. So anyone who's used Premiere Pro CS6 and before can pretty much tell you that the media management was, well, not so great to say the least. If you needed to move from one hard drive to another or between computer systems, relinking was a bit of a manual process and it was a bit hard to find what you needed. Premiere wouldn't show you what the last file path was, and it was just a bit tedious. So in the new version, they've greatly improved that. So let me start by showing you my timeline here. I just have a simple minute and 15 second or so edit here, and it's just a garbage edit just to show you. I have a variety of different types of media. So if I look at my footage folder, and I'm just going to expand a little bit here, you'll see it's a combination of MOVs, MTS, and MP4 files from 4 different camera sources. Now let's say one of my clips were to go offline. If I right click on this clip and I go to reveal in project and then I right click on that, of course I can make it offline on purpose and I can say media files remain on disk. Obviously I don't want to delete this clip, and hit OK. So now that media is offline. Now first of all I'm going to make the project panel bigger by hitting the tilde key to make it full screen. Then I'm going to come up here into the metadata display and search for the word file. And I'm going to select file path and hit OK. So you can see that it will show you the file path of the file, and even though this clip is offline, it knows where the last file path of it was. So that right there is a major improvement. But of course I still need to be able to relink it. So I'm going to hit the tilde key again to make that smaller, right click on the clip and hit link media. And you'll notice it still shows me the file path, and there's this new link media dialog box, and I can choose what properties I want to relink based on. So I can choose file name, extension, media start, tape name, and whether or not I want to align the time code or not, and whether or not I want to relink others automatically. And then there's a new option that says use media browser to locate files. Now if I uncheck that and hit locate, you'll see it'll give me a finder dialog just like Premiere Pro CS6 would. If I hit cancel and I keep use media browser to locate files checked, I can hit locate, and of course there's a new media browser locate files dialog. And first of all, right off the bat, it took me to the right folder and to the right file, and it's only showing me that one file because I have this display only exact name matches checked. So I will hit OK, and there it is relinked. So obviously that's still a really simple scenario. Let's say I was moving the project from one hard drive to another. So first of all, if I right click on this clip and hit reveal in Finder, you'll see it's in a folder called footage, and if I reveal the path here, you'll see it's on JW500GB, retooled, relinking structure, footage. And so that's where that file is located right now. So first of all, I'm just going to save out a copy of my project to another drive. So I'll hit save a copy, and I'll navigate to my desktop, and then I'll just save out a new version of this and hit save. Then I'm just going to quit out of Premiere, and I'll hit save to my project. And then I'm going to unmount this drive where my source footage was located. So I'll just unmount that drive right there, and you'll notice that footage folder closed because that's where that was located. So now I'm going to come into my project and open that up in Premiere Pro. And first of all, you'll notice that somehow my media is still online. Now, I don't know how they're doing this, honestly, but it automatically relinked my media by searching folders around the project. It's not even the same file structure. So if I right-click on one of these clips and I hit Reveal in Finder, you'll notice it's now on a new folder. And if I go to the path, it's on my desktop in a media folder in a subfolder called MP4. So notice this time all my clips are in subfolders, MOV, MP4, and MTS. And it's in a different folder called media. The other folder was called footage. It was on a totally different hard drive, and somehow I just opened it and it found my media. Now let's say it didn't find my media automatically, which again, I don't know how it did it, but it's really impressive. And I'm just gonna simulate as if it didn't find my media. So I'll right click on all these selected clips and hit make offline and hit media files are still on disk. And then now I could just select them again and hit link media. And just like before, I could come in and I can either locate these Or if I hit locate, I can also use a new option called search, where it'll search all of my drives for these clips. But because it found the clip, I'm just going to hit OK. And then you'll notice it located everything else automatically for me because I had the checkbox that said, let me show you that again. I'm just going to make them offline, go to the link media dialog, and again, I had the checkbox checked that said relink others automatically. Now, if I didn't do that, I could locate this one file, hit OK. If I scroll up to the top, I'll see there's a checkbox, and that one was relinked, and it'll let me go to the next one manually. And again, it found it for me. Hit OK. And it'll basically keep scrolling down, so the one on top is the next one I have to see. But if I scroll up, you can see the ones that are already relinked. And this time, I'm just going to check relink others automatically. And it just did it based on the ones I've already relocated. So that is really impressive. I know this is a really simple project, and I honestly haven't given it a super thorough test on a super deep project. But in the limited tests I have tried, it works really well. Basically, the times it doesn't work super well is, let's say you have an offline editor doing an edit and then coming in and you get color corrected clips that are a different duration, different file names, things like that. So obviously, if I were to make these offline one more time and go back to the link media dialog box, I do have a certain number of criteria: file name, file extension. So in that case, you would think, okay, I could uncheck media start and keep align timecode checked, and it should align it. Unfortunately, that hasn't been my results. So that's where our product Relink Retooled would come in, where you could do a full conform process using an XML. For those of you who are interested in that, I will just show you that really quickly. I come and I do a command tab over to Relink Retooled, which is our new conform product. Basically, you'll see that the way it works is you have a number of properties you can relink based on. And it's a little bit more customizable than what Adobe's done. Again, not taking anything away from what they've done. The media management in the new version of Premiere is a major improvement over previous versions. But what our tool does is it gives you the ability to relink based on a number of criteria. So I can say I want to use timecode, resolution, frame rate, and then I could use a combination of file name and tape name, or I can say my file name matches the original, it contains the original, or maybe it contains part of the original, like the first certain number of characters or the last certain number of characters. And then of course I have the same options with tape or real name. And then we have a secondary relink option, which lets you use a second set of criteria to relink any clips that may not have relinked through the first set. So basically you would load your source XML of your offline edit, tell it your media directory of where your media lies, and then you could compare your XML to your media folder and relink it, and then just save out the new relinked version with a new file name. So we'll show you a lot more of this in our new demo videos, but again, talking about the link media feature in Premiere Pro, it is a major improvement over CS6.